Hey everyone, today I'm doing a video on the personality test template. I've been meaning to do one of these for a while, so I'm actually very excited to be finally putting it out. I've made it very simple, where all you do is swap out the left images, the right images, and the results. Um, this effect is going to be in the description below. So before you get started, if you want to just download that so you can follow along, feel free to do so now. But yeah, let's get started. So before we get into it, I'm just going to go over how this effect works. So a personality test effect like this, it's not a randomizer, it's weighted. So each option has a certain weight to it. So the result makes sense somewhat and it's more realistic. So let's start it. Let's go dark colors, texting. I'll just zoom through this, super speed, drinks. And when we select one of these options, because it's triggered through head tilt, so whenever we select one of these, it has a certain value to it. So lemonade, I believe this would be plus 20, milkshake would be plus 5. We'll get into that later on. Flamingos, eating out, big city, concerts. And a result pops up. All right, so let's get into the visual scripting area and see what's going on. So if we zoom in to the personality test subgraph, just open that a bit, you can see what's going on here. And all of this is carried by the weight. Let's go over for a bit. The weight of each side. So let's just restart this. So for this specific personality test, it's going from a scale of, I guess, introverted to extroverted. So these options over on the left-hand side, if you realize like bright colors, this would be something I'm assuming would be more extroverted, even though it's not like one-to-one, it's an assumption. So let's select that just so we can see the next two. In texting, you'd assume is more introverted. So if you see the pattern so far, it's this would be more introverted options. This would be more extroverted options. Cold shower, or this one specifically doesn't make as much sense, but it's just an assumption. Invisibility, you'd assume more introverted. Super speed, you'd assume more extroverted. So that's basically how it works. And once you have enough points, it all gets totaled up at the end. And then based on the number of points, you get put in one of the groups. So let's start working on it. So what I'm just going to do, just so you have an idea how to change everything, is I am going to delete all the textures here and import my own, but it's just going to be the same ones, just so you can see how to make the edits and the changes. So delete that and let's import from computer. And we're just going to re-import all these images. So the first thing we're going to start off is the head tracker image. And if you realize I guess it's pinkish purple. I'm not sure what you call this, but anytime you see this happening to any one of your textures, that means the image that it was attached to got deleted or it's messed up. So the first thing we're going to do is go over to the cover. What I did specifically for this one is I added the cover and cover text. It's somewhat separated. So if you wanted the background to react a kind of way separate from the text, you're not able to. So let's head over to the text. And I have it somewhere. Personality text. And there we go. We have this cover icon. Next, we are going to change the left and right icons. So actually, let's go into this, and just so you have an idea, these give more points, and these give less points. So just to reiterate, it's all done on a points-based system. I'm gonna have a graphic up on the screen, but basically this all follows a line of points, and your options should either be closer to one side of the line or the other for it to give any kind of result that is weighted. So basically on the left-hand side, we're going to have the extroverted options. And the max that it's set to, just for number's sake, is around 200, and it gives 20 points each. So 20 times 10 options, max 200. Over here on the right-hand side, we're going to have the introverted option. So it's going closer to the minimum of 50. So in layman's terms, just put one side over here and the other side over there. So if for this particular one, we're going to use the extroverted option. So I'm just going to quickly add all of those. Okay, so I filled in the left-hand side. And again, I know it can be somewhat confusing, especially if this is your first, I guess, your first introduction to Effect House and how it works. But basically just put one side of options into the left-hand side. So if you're doing, let's see how good you are, and you have like heroes and villains, put the heroes in one side and the villains in the other side. That's basically what that is. So now that we have the left-hand side all set up, to make the options, I guess, more concise, I'm gonna just drag this over here. So basically, if we have big city here, let's put small city here. Let's our small city, small town. So the idea is, and let's just test that out right now. There you go, big city, small town. So the options come on the screen at the same time. So you choose between these two, and it makes a lot more sense this way. And bright colors and let's see, dark colors. Perfect. So I'm just gonna complete this, and then we'll go a little bit more into the graph again, just the subgraph again, just so I could explain a little bit more, so it makes a lot more sense. And we're done. So now it's 1-to-1, big city versus small city, small town. I keep saying small city. What would be a small city? Bright colors, dark colors, cold showers, hot showers, and it goes on. And we don't really need to even revisit this. I could just give you a summary since we already went into it. It's just, let me untouch that. This is weird. I can't get out of it. There we go. So it's just have one idea or one concept, and the concept over on this side is extroverted stuff. Concept on this side is introverted stuff. And because we are going on that kind of line, where one end is max introvert and the other end is max extrovert, then we need numbers to kind of dictate this. And that's why over here we have more points, which is when you select all these big city options, it's like plus 20, plus 20, plus 20, all the way where you max out to 200, which is like max extrovert. And over here, where it has less points, is if you select all these small, like these introverted options, it just goes on plus 5, and the max you get, I believe, is 50, which is right there on introvert. Now you can have mixes where you can be like somewhere like in between like extrovert and introvert, or if you're doing like again, heroes and villains, and you're like hero or villain on this end. If someone gets like a nice mix, you could have like anti-hero somewhere in there or another option. So let's go down to the results. So basically, following the same line concept of this end to this end, hero to villain, introvert to extrovert, we have to make it follow that same thing. So because we are going from, let's see, well, technically it's less points to more points. That's always the line, less points to more points. So that would be introvert to extrovert. So let's select this. And that would be, what's the most introverted ending results I have? It should actually be introvert. There we go. The introverted snail. Then after that, let's try empathy. Yes, empathy. Or that should say empathetic. Let's see. And then after that, we have, I believe it's trusting. Perfect. And the final one is just flat out outgoing. So there you go. So the line is now introverted, empathetic, trusting and outgoing, and then finally outgoing and expressive. Well, trusting and easygoing, outgoing and expressive. So you see that line, and it's kind of like a number line that you learn, and that's how the weight goes. So it starts at 0, and after everyone like does all the options, the numbers keep adding up until you're somewhere along that line. So this is how this works. So I just wanted to point that out. So yeah, that is it. All we have to do to work on this is the first thing I'd say is just delete all the textures, import it similarly to how I imported it, and just fill it in. Have one option on one side, one set of options on the next. Know that it's going from less points to more points. So if it starts over here, then just know you're going from introverted to extroverted. If you had heroes on this side, you're going to heroes to villains. Therefore, your results would go maybe hero, I don't like anti-hero and something else, and then villain. So yeah, that is it. So let's just test it out, see how it works. Goes off. Or let time to actually be honest. I love the big city. Dark colors, even though I'm wearing a light blue shirt. Hot showers. Who likes cold showers? Concerts. I'll go tea. I do like cooking. Uh, Lemonade, lactose intolerant, super speed. Owls just look really cool. I love texting and empathetic. Blue just like me. All right, so that is it. Again, the effect is in the description. This will be posted in the Effect House Discord, so always make sure to join that. We have, I believe, over like 200,000 people there. A lot of cool stuff gets posted all the time. A lot of templates are there, and it's just a cool way to broadcast your work and see others, see a lot of work from other cool creators. So yeah, until next time.